What's good, family? It's Zick here again with y'all. Um, I'm gonna just kind of tell y'all about consistency and discipline, right? Because a lot of humans, consistency and discipline is the hardest things for us humans. You feel what I'm saying? Now, discipline, who this is a conversation a lot of people don't want to have. You know, being disciplined, it what it will do for you in life. You get what I'm saying? Uh, a lot of people will try to fill out voids, and they will go to clubs, parties, certain things. It's like a high, you know what I'm saying? They'll go do it for the weekend, feel good, and then they'll come back home and be like, damn, what am I doing with my life? You get what I'm saying? And I call that void fillers. People who go out with certain friends just to get away from certain environments and certain things, that's basically a void filler. And I used to be around a group of friends, a couple years back, and some things what we used to do is we used to, what I'm saying, get Airbnbs every weekend and rental cars, you know. And as you know, that stuff costs money. You get what I'm saying? Airbnbs for the weekend is at least $700-800, sometimes 1,000, depending on the location where you're going. Then you want to go, you're gonna want to get bottles, drinks, have a good time. That's regular. But a lot of people don't understand what that will do. People will try to chase that lifestyle for the weekend. And I used to tell a bunch of my buddies, I used to say, listen, man, sometimes it's best to stay down so we don't have to feel like this on the weekends. Let's make this our lifestyle. Let's make this our everyday way of feeling. Because there was a point where I would go on vacation, right? And the 2-3 days that I'm on vacation, I'm like, dang, I don't want to go back home. And I'm thinking, okay, how can I make this like my life? Because people live like they're on vacation all the time. You get what I'm saying? And like when people come to my place, they're like, wow, this is like a resort, man. This is vacation to me. You know what I'm saying? And I try to tell people all the time, you can make this your life, you know. And this is what comes with staying down and being consistent. It's the hardest thing ever. You get what I'm saying? Because you have to stay down and be disciplined in order to get what you want in life. And that's just anything. If you're in the gym, you have to be consistent and disciplined if you want to see progress. Anything that you do, if you want to see progress and elevate, you have to be consistent. You have to be disciplined. That's just what it is. You get what I'm saying? So what I did, I took it upon myself. When I had my friends, I had to stop all that partying and certain things because I said, you know what? I want to make this my lifestyle. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, why are we spending all this money just to come back to be at square one and mope about it, But that's a hard pill to swallow because a lot of people, they can't stay down. They will get a little bit of money, put it up, and then the moment they see that the money's there, they're like, okay, I want to go do something. A lot of people cannot be bored. A lot of people don't know how to be bored. You know what I'm saying? And if you can master how to be bored, that's where consistency and discipline comes in. You feel me? It took me, I had to stay down for a while, you know, like cut down going out to eat, cut down certain expenses. I had to cut down certain people just because they were liabilities. You get what I'm saying? And you have to understand, if you stay down, you can live a certain way. You see, like where I live and how I live, that's because I stayed down. It wasn't always like this, you get what I'm saying? But that's a sacrifice I was willing to make. Sometimes you have to make the sacrifice to get to the next level. What are you willing to sacrifice to get what you need? You get what I'm saying? And a lot of people are not willing to sacrifice the art of staying down, being consistent, because it's too hard. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a choice. Some people make a choice to take the easy way out. Some people take the choice to make the hard way out. And the hard way is being disciplined and consistent. There's no way around that. You get what I'm saying? And where I'm at today is the simple fact because I stayed down, I stayed disciplined, and I stayed consistent. I got tired, y'all, of being on vacation and coming back and just being like, damn. You get what I'm saying? And I'm sure there's a lot of y'all that feel that way. When you go on vacation, you're like, oh man, I don't want to come back home, or damn, I wish this can be longer. Trust me when I say this, y'all. Y'all can make this your life. It just depends on how bad you want it and the discipline and consistency and the sacrifice you're willing to make. Sometimes You gotta eat oodles and noodles for 2-3 months. You get what I'm saying? But how bad do you want it? Sometimes you have to penny pinch and not spend certain things, cut people off, especially people who are liabilities, and just take from you. You get what I'm saying? It all depends on the life you want to create for yourself. I tell people this all the time. We all got the same 24 hours in a day. What you do with your time is on you. It's a simple fact. We all wasn't born rich. We didn't come in here, you get what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't gonna lie, there is some people whose family just rich and they become rich. But what I'm saying is we weren't born with wealth. So you have to create that for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You have to create the life you want for yourself. The only way to create the life you want for yourself is to stay consistent and disciplined. Okay? If you're not disciplined in nothing in life, then hey, you are where you are because of the choices that you made. You feel me? So the art of discipline and consistency is a game changer. Like I said before, when you're in the gym and you being consistent, you being disciplined, what you think is going to happen? You're going to get muscles. You get what I'm saying? When you're at a job or working and you're trying to get that big check, whatever the case may be, you're going to work, you're showing up on time every time because you're being consistent and disciplined because you know the rewards that you will get from that. You feel me? So anybody who's watching this, I just want you to know, you know what I'm saying? Just be consistent and be disciplined. Work on being disciplined. And sometimes God will isolate you, you know what I'm saying, so you can find him. And you will have no choice but to be disciplined and but be consistent at certain things, you know? It all depends on how bad do you want it. You know, when you're struggling, you gotta understand, it's like if you're drowning, you gotta fight for your life, like it's your last breath, depending on your situation. People don't understand. I was in a bad situation. I was in Egypt. I had to help my mom, certain things, you know what I'm saying? But I was fighting like it was my last breath. I was being consistent and disciplined like never before due to the fact I know the opportunity that will bring for me. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of people get opportunity and they don't do nothing with it, you know? And that's gonna be another video about opportunity. But at the end of the day, y'all, I'm telling you, be consistent and be disciplined. Not just at one thing, not just at, you know, certain things, at everything you do. It doesn't matter what it is. Be consistent and disciplined, and it will get you a long way, I'm telling you. But yeah, man, if you guys like the video, you know what I'm saying, subscribe to me, like the video, follow or whatnot. I'm gonna be dropping a whole bunch of different gems. I'm gonna be basically telling y'all certain things that I've been through and how I got out of it, and you know what I'm saying, and the mindset that you need to have when you go through certain things in life. And there was a book to end this off. There was a book called "The Obstacle Is the Way" by I forgot the author, but I'm gonna get y'all the information. It's called "The Obstacle Is the Way," and it will literally teach you how to get through any obstacle and look at the good in the bad. So you could be going through a whole bunch of crap and it's bad, but there's always good in bad situations, you know, and that helped me a lot when I was going through a lot of things. It taught me growth because I had to look at the positive in the negative, because everything is just a mindset, you know, to prosper in life in general. So yeah, I'm gonna just be on here chopping up with y'all, kind of give y'all a rundown of what I've been through for real, because a lot of y'all haven't seen me in a while, and just, you know, life, you feel me? And anybody who's going through certain situations, trust me, I know how it is, and maybe somebody who's watching this video, y'all can relate, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, but this is the first video. We're gonna get into many, many more of you guys, 110%. So I appreciate you guys for, you know what I'm saying, following, subscribing, whatever, and tuning in with your boy. So, you know, plenty videos to come. And I hope you guys learned something from these little gems and whatnot, you know. God bless everybody.